Hey, boo. Okay, hello, and welcome to the Real Nelson podcast where we talk everything family, fitness, and relationships.
What is relationships, you ask? It's a friendship that can evolve into a relationship, much like our marriage.
Boy, you better let her know.
It's my
Okay,
dog.
the hubby. Okay, so what we have to talk about, are y'all ready? Is do kids ruin a marriage or a relationship? Drop
Yeah.
it. That's heavy.
This
That's
gonna
heavy.
be
That's
kind of. It might be serious. No, it's gonna be serious,
Yes.
but we're gonna try to lighten the mood.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to do
Okay,
it
so
again.
you
Hold
gotta
on,
say-
do friends.
wait, okay.
I didn't do
Hey.
that part. Do friends or in a relationship.
Oh, okay.
right.
You ready? Y'all ready? Okay. Do kids ruin a marriage? Y'all see it. Okay. So, yes, babe, hit them with the facts. What are your facts?
All right, so I got a couple of facts.
got a
So I'm
couple
gonna
of
have to use my clipboard to
Yep.
go through.
We don't wanna miss
everything,
nothing.
Right. First fact is this: marriages end in the first 3 to 7 years, and so I remember most marriages
I was about to
end.
say,
Most
okay.
marriages end. I said
Okay,
marriages.
you said marriage. That's why I
most,
was like, Jesus.
Most marriages
we
end in the first 3 years
Okay.
or the first 7 years. And
Yep.
I remember when we first got married, the goal was to get to 2 years. Like once you got over 2 years,
That's
got
what
over
people
that
told
2-year
us.
hump,
2.
like you good. Then it was like, all right, once you get over that 5-year hump, then you good. And
Yeah,
it's like,
see.
to be quite honest, like it requires work every
Yes,
year as you go. But we at
yes.
10 now, so
Vets in the game, boy.
smooth sailing. No, but so I have some facts based on a survey in 2012.
Yes.
Divorced parents, the cause of divorced parents is
Mhm.
distance in a relationship because of lack of physical intimacy.
Ooh, lack of physical intimacy.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish because I was gonna pounce on all these. Go ahead.
Yeah. Communication problems between partners, right?
That is.
Money disagreements,
Mhm.
infidelity.
So wait, kids causing all these?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, no.
so
So
parents-
like parenting, while parenting,
Okay. So I'm
right?
just trying to be clear. I want us to be on the same.
Not getting enough attention. Right?
Absolutely, those rascals.
And that's pretty much it for real. Everything like the infidelity and all of that stuff like adds into that, right? 63% of divorcees say that understanding the commitments of the marriage would have prevented divorce.
So that percentage, for some reason, that bothers me because I'm like, what you mean you didn't understand the commitment? But I feel like you were breaking it down a little more because how I heard that was, I didn't know you really had to be committed like that in a relationship.
No, yeah. So I think the issue is like one of the issues is particularly with like men.
Okay.
We have issues like there's something that happens that we don't necessarily like, right? And I know like for myself, I don't always like jump on the things that I don't like.
Bruh.
But eventually I do say something. Sound like Harper.
Yes.
But
Yep.
eventually I do say something. But like most men will just let that linger.
Yes.
And this is why like some of these, like all of these, many of these causes for divorce, they are like interwoven.
Yes.
Right? One happens because of the other. So like if you do something or if I do something in regards to communication that like you ain't necessarily cool with, and if you don't tell me directly, you're telling somebody else, and then
that's dangerous.
That can happen. That can cause like you can develop a relationship because of that. You know what I'm saying? You do something that bothers me, and I'm frustrated, and instead of talking about my frustration, and you keep doing it and keep frustrating me, I'm telling somebody else my work
or eventually,
wife or my work
husband.
husband.
So
you know what I mean?
Stop with the work wife. So that bothers me. But anyways, no. But I feel like, but eventually you find yourself blowing up though. Like
for sure.
So the thing started off
out
small
because of it, right?
Exactly.
And there's
small,
there's
and then
infidelity and all of that other
and
stuff.
let me tell you right now, what we not gonna do is come to me super aggressive. Like I don't know if some of y'all like look, man or woman, y'all like me. The voice cannot get too elevated because I'm like, yo, I understand straight plain English. Yeah, so it's like, just tell me. Like, I didn't, first of all, sometimes it may be something I did not know that I was doing, right? You know what I mean? Or something like that. But I'm like, we can't get to the 10th time and then you want to come at me like I did it deliberately. You know what I mean? Like to irritate you. So okay, finish with the facts.
Yeah. And then at the end, we have most marriages because of kids in later on. So many of this stuff happens early on in the relationship, but later on, we have the empty nest divorcees, right? Or gray divorce, right? And that's because the kids are gone. You spent all of this time, lack of communication, lack of intimacy. Our identities change, right?
Yes. Yeah.
We change roles. That, like we said earlier, like 29-year-old, you know what I'm saying, Dawn and Alonzo is different than 39-year-old Dawn and Alonzo, which is going to continue. And we're going to continue to change, especially when you add kids there.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Parenting Dawn, parenting Alonzo is different than
it just is before, exactly before we had them. And so for me, when I think of the empty nester, I saw, it was like years ago when I saw this study, but I saw at the time it said like 50% of marriages like end in divorce after the kids leave, like go off to college. And they were saying it was straight up because parents may not have even said it, but it was an understanding. We know we're doing this for the kids. We want to give them this stable household, stable, something that you think is stable. And then to a certain extent, you blew the kid's life up. You know what I mean? When they went off to college. And my thing is, listen, you do have to do what you think works for you. That's not what we're discussing. We're just stating the facts right now. But I think a big part of that is you guys really were like, in those situations, you were hiding behind like the kids and the things you had to do for them. Because you get because some parents, they get so like it's my kids, it's all I do. They don't even know what themselves, what they want for breakfast anymore. What dessert do you like? I don't know. I just eat.
You didn't know that I don't like banana pudding no more.
Right. You know what I mean?
Because you just been making it for.
Exactly. You know, and so the thing is like you can get so caught up in doing things for your kids that by the time they leave for school or leave for whatever they choose to do at the age of 18, you look up and you're like, hey, what? Like, what? We have not went to breakfast together. We haven't sat down and watched a movie or talked or done anything. And so I think that that's obviously like a huge, huge thing. And,
but like that definitely ties into like that interwovenness of like causes, right? All of these causes have that lead to that effect because like when we focused on the kids, like, all right, like I ain't working out. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I ain't taking care of myself because I got to make sure that they doing, or I again, you hide behind, I got to make sure they good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then like you that distance apart. Yeah. So now like one person becomes like, what's the word? Like you dislike the relationship, right? You know what I mean? You get that jealousy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And so what you just said a second ago made me think about, I feel like we like word vomited on them.
I know we are.
But look, it's funny. So what I thought about when you just said a second ago was like, you know, it's about the kid. I got to make sure they are good. Yeah. When in reality, they like their needs from us change over time. Yeah. And so sometimes we are so there for every step and almost like directing them in every step, like we still needed to when they were like 3 and 4 and 5. And it's like, no, like we're supposed to at some point let go of the reins a little bit because we need to see we need to see how they start to function within the things that we've taught them out in the real world. So then you can't say, now, you know, this, right? And so I know it's one you want to talk about, and I want to the lack of affection.
Yeah. So again, like the interwovenness, the lack of affection it comes because you start hiding behind the kid or like their needs. And so like, hey, pregnant Dawn for Harper,
physically just
fit so when Dawn was pregnant with Harper, that was much different than when Dawn was pregnant with Zoe. Pregnancies. Pregnant with Harper was like, I get you pregnant again. Pregnant with that was a great time.
I know it's weird because we like
close your ears, mama. That was a great time.
Look away, pause, muted.
And so then when she got pregnant with Zoe, I'm thinking, all right, here go round 2, and Harper was like, what y'all doing? What's going on? Put me to sleep. Blockers. Like she like by the time we put her to sleep, we all tired, blah, blah, blah. Yep. And then after we had Zoe, now it's like,
man, with 2 of
them. Harper like gatekeeping, Zoe gatekeeping, you know what I'm saying?
And by the time my head hit the pillow, right, I gotta start over tomorrow. Give me a second.
Yeah, everything. And so what happens is like the relationship needs, our marriage needs, like they change. Yeah. Right. And so we have to have that understanding, and we got to be intentional about making time for ourselves. Yeah. Right?
No, that okay. So the reason why I decided to I felt like this was such an important topic is, first of all, if you're a parent, period, this is what you're going through. Like you're going through trying to figure out from infant to 18/100 years old. You know what I mean? How you're parenting, how you find yourself. Yeah. Like how you feel like you can kind of navigate this thing called life with the kid, right? But still have some identity to it. And right now we're so in the thick of it. Like there are moments when I really am like, I have not worked out or I have not done this and this that I said was vital to me. And it's like 3-4 days have passed. And it's like, okay. We got to put a pause to it. It's oftentimes that he has to literally almost like, babe, raise your head up, look up. Like you just in the grind, just going.
Because we are like, we just swimming in the deep end.
When Monday starts, now look, we got school. This is a whole other element. Yeah. We got school involved.
Yeah,
I
Harper drop pre-K, she got to be at school at 8:15. She got to be picked up at this time. She got like that. She's in swimming lessons, so we got to be this place at that. You know what I mean? The school has started for me, so I got to be, you know, and so, yeah.
Like we're in the thick of it. And so another thing that I really feel like of why this was important to talk about the reasons is, let's just be honest. I think to me, this is the biggest one. If we just be honest, it's the biggest one.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
It's the difference in values. Like it's straight up like an example. One that's just huge. Let's just put it out there. And I'm talking about either parent because sometimes it's not always the mom.
Causes for divorce.
But I'm talking about like the difference in how you discipline, the difference in the things that you value. Like I'm saying, the values. Values. For sure. And so what I'm saying is you're getting to the point where your child is doing something and you're like, don't. One parent, don't. And the other parent is either not noticing, doesn't care, doesn't feel like it's that serious. And so if you're the parent that's always, punishing or disciplinarian, then you're looking up like, bro, are we in this together or not? Like, what is? And so it starts to. I'm be honest, it starts to create some resentment. Yeah. And
That's the way I was thinking of earlier too.
Oh, okay. Glad you found it.
I didn't find it.
So many of the resentments that I start, I'm gonna just say it. My conversations have been with many of mothers. Now I'm not saying that it's all mamas, but many of moms are like, yo, this joker, meaning the dad, husband, has not put an input on anything. Yeah. So what we find ourselves doing is we scheduling all the things, the extracurricular activities for the kids. You make all the plans. All the plans.
That's the communication thing.
We can't come up. We doing this. We doing that. And then the daddy want to look up and be like, oh, I was really just trying to chill. I was trying to do. It's like, pause. Yeah. I asked you on Monday what you wanted to do. You ain't say nothing. So guess what we doing on Wednesday? You know what I mean? The thing you didn't want to give me an opinion on. But that becomes exhausting
to the mom, right? Or the planner of the family.
Yes.
Right. And so you have to create that balance, right?
Exactly. And right. And so, like I said, so that part, like I said, discipline part. Sometimes you're like, can you just notice that was wrong and just say, don't put that in your mouth? You know what I mean? Or don't, you know what I mean? Set that on fire. Like, can you stop them too? Because then sometimes you feel like the kids notice like, man, mama always, she the one that daddy would let me. Daddy didn't say nothing. Daddy didn't. And you do feel like they're going to see me as someone that doesn't want them to enjoy life or live life. So it's just a whole bunch that goes with that.
I think as I hear you talk, I remember when we, like, as Zoe was getting older, she's 8 months now, but when Zoe first came,
getting older.
I know.
Like she 18, she's 8.
But I remember like I was different at the beginning with Zoe than I was with Harper.
Yep.
And like I never expressed why I was different in regards to being hands-on.
I was so confused. Like he is
Dawn felt a particular. Yep. She felt a way about it, and I felt a way about it because I didn't feel like I was as close to Zoe as I was to Harper at those ages. But I broke my thumb.
Yeah, he had a whole.
I broke my thumb in February, right?
So look. So let me give from this perspective. The other side, whoever the partner is that feels like, I don't really understand why they're not doing as much. Like what's going on? Because my understanding is you all in. You're just as involved. You're thinking about us as much as I'm thinking about us. Yeah. And I remember like not saying anything and being a little confused. Yeah. And I'm gonna be honest, I did. I called my sister. I don't really talk to her about stuff. But it wasn't like I called and I was like, I just need a sounding board. I was like, I'm just super confused on like like Lonzo kind of like take the kids almost too much. Where I'm like, I want to have them.
I felt the way about it too,
but I didn't know this. And so it just felt like he was just like, I help out with this stuff, but I ain't going to hold her as much. I'm not going to do this. Super confused. And I remember telling my sister, I was like, I just got to ask. Like, I don't do well with not knowing. So I was like, I'm going to make sure my tone is right. I'm going to make sure it's a good time. We're not irritated with each other. But I'm like, I got to ask because this ain't working for me. We got 2 kids now. And
pause right fast. Like, that's important that you did that, right? Yes. So like, when you do feel a way about your partner, or when you like, if it's something that you don't necessarily like about your partner, it is important to like take the temperature of the whole environment, right? And intentionally express yourself, right?
Because listen, this thing is for life, y'all. Yeah. Like we're married. This is for life. Yeah. So to let some things that like is bothering you to your core.
Let it linger.
That's going to start to eat away at you. And I've told him, you ain't going nowhere. We not going nowhere. So it's like, I have to bring this up.
Stuck with me.
Bruh, You stuck with me. No, you good. I'm strong. I can handle it.
But like, you ain't have to hit me harder.
But I want you to, you know what I'm saying? I want to.
So, but what that does, what that does is remove the egos out the way, right? So like egos, like in all of the, and what I didn't do is like of the research or the things that I was looking up, like to be quite frank about everything, most marriages end because of ego.
Okay.
Ego.
Let's
flat
just say
out.
it. Yeah.
Flat out.
Yeah.
I think about Willie Moe Jr. He'd be like, flat out. But like flat out because of egos, like that's why it ends. Because like, look, I'm upset about this. I ain't telling her. She just needs to know it.
Yep.
Same with you, right?
Yep,
you know what I'm saying? But like now you can go back to like how you approached me about the whole situation.
Yeah, no, for real. So literally his hand is broke. And I saw he had the full like he couldn't hold his fork or nothing.
I'm
like,
left-handed. So I break my left thumb. This is my favorite thumb. Right?
You are so
I broke my left thumb, and so I had this big old situation here. It was wrapped up right here. You know what I mean?
He looked crazy.
And it hurt. Like I didn't have pain medicine.
Exactly. He didn't have any. He was being tough. So look, so I'm seeing all this, but he's not showing that he's in any pain. He's not really showing too much discomfort. He's just kind of like, man, I wish I could.
I gotta thug it out, dog.
Anyway, so but you neglecting your baby. And so, you know what I mean? So he's really like, can't do all these different things. And so I remember thinking, okay, the Alonzo that I know, this isn't him. So I'm like, I need to talk to him because I need to be in a clear mind. I need to be happy when you come home. And I'm actually finding myself irritated because I'm not feeling like I'm getting any help. And so I literally, one time I was just like, I was like, babe, I don't really feel like you're as involved with Zoe as you were with Harper. I was like, you're not really holding her. I feel like I'm just, and Zoe was colicky. Like she was a fussy one. Yeah. So I was just like, I don't really feel like you're here like that. Like what's going on? And then he said,
"It's like, look, I done broke my left thumb. I was because I broke my thumb, and like I was very restricted, and I'm left-handed. Like I'm very left-handed. You know what I'm saying? I had this fear that I was going to drop her.
He said that. I was like,
and so I did. Like I ain't trying to drop none of my babies, especially like she 3 months, she 2 months old. She was 2 months old right then, and I was like, no, I don't feel confident that I'll be able to, you know what I mean, do the things that I need to do.
And for me, it was such a weight off my shoulders / okay, he actually is the dude that I thought he was. He's the father that I thought he was going to be. I was like, just imagine if I would have not said anything. And he still had more time in this cast. Like, it was not the end of it. So it was more time. And I just remember thinking like, man, I'm just so happy that I said something because I'm telling you, it would have been something that I would have brought up. She'd have been like 5. And I'd have been like, well, when she was you, he'd have been like, what are you talking about?
No, but to be honest, like it helped me out as well because like, again, like what you was noticing, I was feeling too. Okay. But I hadn't put words to it. And so when you
helped him out.
When you asked me,
you're welcome.
When you asked me and I really had to reflect on like what was going on, I actually put words to my feelings as well. So then I could like get around that. You know, so that helped a lot. Yeah. And quite naturally, so like we said, most of like the purpose of this podcast is so we can be more intentional about how we show up for our spouses.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
because the next thing we're gonna talk about with that is
what we're talking about.
It was the one he wants to talk about a lot. He don't want me to
talk
about
this.
No. Lack of. You ready? Because I'm gonna jump to the next one. I think it's hilarious. Once again, to our parents. Mute it. Keep it playing for the view, but mute it. The lack of emotional or physical intimacy.
Yeah. No, like 100%.
They said kids cause that. Yeah, right?
Because
facts. Because
what's up?
Oftentimes both parents are exhausted from the day. Someone possibly goes to work. Both go to work. The one that's at home is not just doing nothing all day. Yeah, they do.
Most time, one parent's way more than the other one.
Yes.
This is keep it 100.
And so what I think was hilarious in this is when we talked about this, the way that he views this for the reasons and the way that I view it are two totally different things. Yeah. For me, end of day, like I think about everything and I'm just like, just give me to the bed. Like this is crazy. I need a good dinner and I want to go to bed. That's it. Like that's it. And I'm talking about when my head hit the pillow, I'm out. For him to want to face the day again,
I need some booty.
I like booty.
I don't even know how to keep going.
I know, but for real, like that is.
I'm so sorry.
That's what gives us the energy to face the world. Like, to be quite honest, like it's like what's funny, and this
I don't like you.
And this is probably gonna be for like we're gonna have to talk deep, like more about this. But like men like need sex. Like we need that. We need that.
It is unreal. Like y'all, they start acting like little teenagers, little pouty, like they like it's little stuff going on. They just kind of be like, I mean, I'm like, wait, are you acting like what? Wait, what is happening? And then you think you're like, and then all of a sudden, they like, well, I can carry the couch by myself, and you're like, 100%. Really? Like it is annoying.
We need it. So when you give us what we need, we got like.
I will say it is definitely a need, but. I'll say this though, we are us women. We are all for the trade off. We do need it too, but we're just saying, just be involved with us through the day. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
And then for us, it's like absolutely. You know what I mean? Like,
but
so for
even
me, it's
when
like,
but even in like, this,
so that's
like,
why.
But even when you don't feel like absolutely, even like keep it like let them know.
What you mean?
Even when you don't feel like absolutely, you still have to like.
But check this out. Even when you feel like you don't, even
through.
when you don't feel like absolutely during the day. Hold up. When you don't feel like it, we're gonna be done.
You got to.
When you're done, when you don't feel like it, absolutely in the middle of the day, when we with all these kids, I need you to push through too. Then
100%.
You get what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm like, no. Because the thing is, it's like we're supposed to always remember this is what they need. Well, check this out. We had about 18 hours out of this day. I'm gonna give you 16 hours out this day where I was kind of like out there by myself, hung up to dry, and then I'm supposed to ignore all of that and be like, but he needs it. Miss me. It's called miss me with it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just saying, like, no, for sure. I think I'm saying all that to say, yo, absolutely. We're not leaving each other. You're not leaving each other.
And that goes all the way back. That goes all the way back to them causes like communication, right? Because look, man, I think I'm showing up. I wash the dishes. I washed the dishes, like I did my part, or I cleaned up, I threw out the trash, I'm good. And she like, nah, I just needed you to like hold Zoe like for you know what I mean? So I could go use the bathroom. You know what I mean? Or I just needed to go take a walk. And like, so for us, so communication, like you gotta communicate your needs. And like
it's definitely been a time when he came in and like, I don't know, started on the dishes or something. And I was like, bruh, that is not what's needed in this moment. You don't see them over here screaming and howling. I got one on this leg, one on the leg. And it wasn't, he was just like, I saw some dishes.
No, it ain't. It's deeper than that though. Cause in my head, I'm like, all right, them dishes needs it. I know if them dishes clean, she can like, you know what I mean. It's gonna help out with the dinner process, whether I'm cooking or she cooking.
I'm like, I already got a system for the dinner. Like, I don't need the dishes.
For sure.
I know. I'm just. It's funny, like I said, the communication,
expressing those needs, right? And so then look, like again, go back to the reasons that piles up, that adds up. So then by like the time kids in middle school or high school. This is what y'all been doing. And like, you sick of it. I'm thinking I'm cool, but I'm sick of it because you ain't giving me no booty. I'm just...
We gonna have to edit this.
But we be like, hey, y'all, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like, again, so both of us not giving each other what we need, right?
Dying
but we got to talk about it,
I'm dying on the inside.
So
but let me say this though. Oh, what? No, you about to give things that they could do?
Let's
but listen, what I want to say though before, so what we want to do right now is we really want to give like suggestions kind of on like things that we've done, what we've heard from couples that are 30, 40, 50 years in. Like that we really are like, we feel like they have a genuinely like happy, good marriage. But I want to be clear though, before we even get to that, I'm gonna just be honest, y'all, do kids ruin a marriage? We can't blame our kids. First of all, they didn't ask to be here. And I get that. Like they're here and they're a lot. But it's like it's the management. It's us. Right? Yeah, it's all our doing. Like to be honest, kids do not need a million things. They don't need to do all this. They don't know. So sometimes when we do the over planning or over scheduling, it's because we did that. Like so sometimes we're exhausted at the end of the day. So because when you took them to 3 different sports, they could have just did one.
Dang, they don't have to.
You know exactly. Yeah. Like they could have literally sat in the living room, played with their toys right there, where you sat on the couch and was like, "Today I'm not ripping and running." Yeah. But we're like, "Well, they need to be out and about." Lock them outside. Tell them to go outside, how we did back in the day.
Schedule play dates. You know what I'm saying? Like, so look, we got 4-year-old Harper. You know what I mean? And like, that's the age where like a lot of stuff starts. So they be like, "Hey, you doing this, that, and the third with Harper? Harper should definitely be doing this. Harper ain't doing that." Yep. And we're like, absolutely not, because we know that, we understand, and like what we want you all to understand, whether you have kids now, you're about to have kids, once y'all start with those activities, it really don't stop.
It doesn't stop until they running out your house.
Yeah, like, so
we've definitely had people that are like, how is she not doing this and this? And I'm like, because she's 4, and I have to take her there, stay there, bring her back, and we have other things we have to do.
I really don't want to pay to watch her play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll just go to the park.
Seriously,
Harper's really good at making friends, right?
She's excellent at making friends.
So, or we'll just go to a friend's house and let her play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Throw a soccer ball out there, but I'm not gonna pay for her to be in a uniform that's too big.
I know. They be so cute though, don't they? Y'all,
I'll buy her own uniform. But again, once they start, it don't stop. So you got to be intentional about it and think that through.
Exactly. So for us, we found that, like, I know that we've heard this before, like date night. Date night is big, but we got to be creative. Date night might not always be as long as you wanted it to be because the babysitter's like, check this out. Y'all can't come back at 10 o'clock to get them. So
we schedule a date night.
Yeah, schedule a date night.
But then, like, within the date, you got to be intentional, right? So like when we go out on a date, we not talking
Don't
about
talk about them kids. And I say
right?
them kids because right there, them ain't your kids. Them the babysitters, them the grandparents' kids. It's your sister kids. It's the person that you paying for. It's their kid. Because it's like real talk. Like, think about this. When you sit down with your partner and your spouse, the first like 5-10 minutes, it might be awkward at first because you're like, it's natural. Like, you find yourself being like, oh, the other day Harper did. It's like, no, like, literally talk about each other. Like, maybe your work day. Even if you don't want to talk about work, think about before you had kids, you did not talk about kids. So there were other things. There are things to talk about, right? You know what I mean? Like, for me, like, go ahead.
No.
Like, you about to say something.
Yeah, I am. But it's like, so like, even within date night, right? The longer that you're together, you do have to like you have to create that anticipation that you used to have when you was dating, right? That energy, like, I ain't seen her all day, and like, I'm finna go see it. Like, so you almost like, because like, again, we 10 years in the game, like we're able to like create that. It's like, all right, so you gonna get ready over here, I'm gonna get ready over there, and like then we meet up, and it's like, oh yeah, because it's different going on a date when you get ready together versus when you go on a date and I have no idea what she finna look like. You know what I mean? And so then you create that tension, so that good tension.
Like, I'm talking about, like, for real. Like, so you could, it's 2 different ways you could do it. It's one where we literally, several, but I'm thinking of the 2 off the top of my head. Yeah. So one where literally he got dressed in the other part of the house, I got dressed in our bedroom. I'm talking about like full dress or whatever. Then he's like, okay, this is the extreme one where he's like, okay, I'm about to leave. So he gets in his car and he goes to the restaurant. Like, and I go down like 5-10 minutes after him. Go get in the car and literally we meet there. So I don't know what we just knew we was getting dressed up. We was getting cute. And so, you know, like seeing him being like, okay, boo, I see you. Like, hilarious. We even did one in LA where I sat at the bar. I sat at the bar and was there, ordered my pineapple juice on the rocks. And he came up and he sat down and we did, we came up with all different names and everything. It was hilarious. He didn't know we were going to do different names. Because he was like, what's your name? And I said, he was like, And so did totally different. No, he was like, well, can I buy you something, you know, to eat? So we went, sat down. The waiter was like, oh, you guys on a date? And I was like, well, I just met him at the bar. And he was kind of like, okay. He pulled her from it was hilarious. But no, I'm just saying, like, those types of things just to keep it different, keep it spicy.
One, like, I stay in a hotel, you know what I mean? And I Uber to wherever we go. I drive wherever we go, and she Uber or whatever. And like, you might be like, all right, that's kind of expensive.
Exactly.
But you know what's more expensive?
Okay.
Divorce.
Or you could get dressed different, and then you just meet downstairs in your living room, right? So and then it's still like, just
so it's all based on your pocket level, right? So several separate spots you can date in the house, like you can do you can have a friend come over and y'all can learn, y'all can cook something, bring you a chef over, get on YouTube, be like, hey, let's try this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? But like, being intentional about making it work.
And another way that is just real simple that I like to do, Harper and Zoe, she's 8 months, so like, make sure the floor is not things that Zoe can put in her mouth and choke on. But Harper, I'm like, play with toys that's safe for Zoe. And we sit on the couch and we're just like, we're going to watch a movie that's still kid, like she can hear it. But this is what we watching. Harper's like, I want to play. We're not playing right now. Y'all playing right here. Me and your daddy watching the show. It's just a time to just have a breather and just be with each other. Still eyes on the kids. Everybody safe. You're not spending no money. Because money be funny.
For sure.
It's just like, sometimes you have to. And then another thing that I do, I'm just funny. So I talk to him and he just it's a comedy night. Like I am. You see it? Bro, he see it was coming. That's my second calling. And whenever I decide I'm gonna go out and be on tour with like Kevin Hart and stuff, and I'm gonna be like making us money. But anyways, so for real talk, just sitting down and having conversations, just talking about something funny that you saw on social media. Communicate, stuff like, be funny. Yeah.
Like we share different like videos and memes that we see periodically throughout the day. Mm-hmm. We're intentional about talking to each other. And everything like that. But one tip that we got together that I thought was very clever was like, what was it? Let me read it again. Check in regularly with your spouse, right? Because we live together and we talk to each other. You feel and all like stuff, you got it. You assume that I know what she knows and she knows what I know. But then like we ain't really talked about it. Mm-hmm. So I went to go pick up Harper and you went to go pick up Harper, or vice versa. We didn't go to the So our friend Ann, she was like, they have meetings. They meet. Yeah. It's like weekly or monthly. Yeah. I don't whatever fits your schedule. So you sit down and you have a meeting. Talk about your schedule. Right. And like, you map out your schedule. Like, you know what I mean? Because like for me, I'm left-handed, right? And so I don't know if I'm saying it because I'm left-handed. That's what I was about to say. Sometimes you can put left-handed people down. No. You gonna get us canceled. But like no, because like so the left-handed part of me, like I got all the plans in my head and it all makes sense to me and I know exactly what's gonna happen. I do forget some things from time to time, but again, all my plans is in my head, and some of the plans involve Dawn, right? And so when I don't share those plans with Dawn. I don't know nothing. Or when I share them too late, like, hey, today we finna do that. Yeah, she get mad about that. Because he didn't tell me anything. But I was about to say, but we apparently there's something we supposed to be doing at 10 a.m. And we up in the morning at 8 o'clock, bro. You be knowing. No, I don't. Right, it's 8 o'clock. But yeah. So, but yeah, again, like, so having a meeting, right? Again, I think that's a really good idea. Yeah, for sure. Because, like, again, if I put words to like kind of the things that I'm doing, it can help. It'll help me like make sure that I show up when I'm supposed to show up, and I got her support. Like, it's no worse feeling than having plans, your partner not know about it. You got to go through with your plans, but you know that your partner is mad at the crib waiting for you. Steaming. I can't really show up like I'm supposed to show up. I'm a yoga instructor, and I got to be able to show up for my people. Okay. That was a good one. But anyways, all this to say that real talk, we are legit still figuring this thing out. We think that like we've experienced obviously some ups and downs, but we have like a really good understanding of like we gotta communicate. Got to communicate. Don't always get that right because we do kind of let it get to a boiling point, but knowing that we gotta communicate, we gotta keep it spicy. And what we can't do is blame them kids because they are 4 and 8 months, or yours is 18 and whatever. Yours is 16, whatever. Or you got one. You know what I'm saying? Or you got one. So just to like, we got other stuff to review. Because check this out. I'm gonna just say it. I hit all my points. I'm organized. You feel me? I did my. All right. So let me make sure. All that. He over here like, huh? So let me make sure y'all good. This one? Let me make sure. It's the second one. Let me make sure we good. All right. So, point number 1: date your spouse. Right. Go on a date with your spouse. This is him. Point number 2: check in regularly. Right. Make sure you check in. Meet with your spouse. Mm-hmm. Do things together. Do your chores together. Right. Let the kids see that you're all cleaning up together. You're a team. Because like that's the thing, man. We chose each other. Yep. Like I chose her. She chose me. We want to be together. Yeah. And so our kids need to see that desire to be together and us working together and that teamwork. Because if they don't see that, they gonna pit one against the other. They gonna get the okay from me and do it, and you gonna be like, "Why you do it?" Well, Daddy said, and then you gonna be like, "But you know, you know what I'm saying." And then there go that animosity. The other thing, work out together, right? And we're gonna talk more about working out together and its benefits, but like work out together because you know you create that bond, right? Study together. That's another idea, right? Mm-hmm. So if you ain't like, yo, we got to save money to do X, Y, Z. We can't be going on elaborate dates. We can't go on vacation. Let's do stuff together. We go to church together. Mm-hmm. Read a book together. It can be an insightful, like, self-help book. It can be a novel. It can be a romantic novel. But again, like, it just like the more that you all can have in common intentionally, like, especially as you get older in your relationship, the better. And then this last part, because we was talking about it, schedule sex. Schedule it. Right. If y'all part of me die every time he says this. Right. Yeah. But like, if like that intimacy is like off to some degree, like create it. You have to create it for yourself, right?
Now we about to extend this by like 30 minutes because yesterday when we brought this up, I said, I'm gonna just say it for us. I'm gonna say it because if we're gonna have this podcast, we're gonna be real.
Be real. Say it.
If we scheduling, I'm gonna just say it. Sometimes the mood really even the build up to it needs to be set, because if we know that at 8:00 we supposed to do whatever, if it's feeling like a chore, then we are legit walking in at 8:00 like, man, this is the next thing on my list to check off for the day. And it should not be that way. Nah. So, and he, because when I said that, he was like, well, what'd you say? Like, you'll get into it or you'll get used to it or something? And I was like, miss me when you'll get used to it. Because I get used to taking Harper to school, but someone's just boring and annoying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was like, nah, this is not, it shouldn't be that way. So if you make it interesting, if you make it like, ooh, then eventually we are excited to be like, 8:00.
Yeah, so like, but it's the day. So,
you know what your spouse likes.
Yeah, it's the day. For the man or the woman. So like, hey, we know how to not mess up that day. Don't mess up that day.
That's so trifling that you like plotting that day.
Don't mess up. But again, what it tells the spouse, what it tells the one that is like lacking that intimacy, because we got different love languages, right?
Yep. So and different sex drives. Sorry.
The person, no, 100%. But the person that is like lacking the physical intimacy that they need, like, the scheduling part tells them that you're making them a priority, right? So like, it makes us feel special, right? It makes us feel valued and desired, and that's important.
Yes.
Right?
This is true.
So yeah.
Did you hit all your points?
I hit my points.
So listen, I said it before and I'll say it again. These are the types of things that we want to talk about. We want to talk about things that we literally sit down in our house, on the floor, couch, kitchen, wherever, and we just find ourselves just going, and we like, but people. And it's just, I feel like it's just exciting. I'm happy that we're doing this. And as I said before, and I'll say it again, you're having real talk with the real Nelsons. Do not forget to hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. Ding.